Hello guys, I am Mahfuz from Bangladesh, and today I'd like to talk to you something about income inequality and wealth gap around the world. Basically, I was an hour ago reading a news on Prothom Alo Facebook page, and also right now I am reading the news on NTV Facebook page, Facebook fan page, and then the news I am reading is that in Bangladesh, in Cox's Bazar, in Bangla the news is স্ত্রী দুই মেয়ে ছিল স্বামী ঝুলছিল ফ্যানের সঙ্গে স্ত্রী দুই মেয়ে ছিল চিরঘুমে. It's just like a family, a whole family committed suicide in Cox's Bazar, a region in Bangladesh, in the southeastern part of Bangladesh, and then an entire family committed suicide. The possible cause, it is not still confirmed, but the possible cause, according to Prothom Alo news, that people are suspecting that they committed suicide because of poverty. You may be surprised that people in Bangladesh are committing suicide because of poverty. In Bangladesh, according to Prime Minister Sheikh Hasina, that we are going to be a developing country within next March of 2018, and then you know that Bangladesh is now experiencing one of the fastest economic growth, GDP growth in the entire world, and then last year it was 7.24 or 7.28% GDP growth. It's highest. It's one of the highest in the world. Then Bangladesh Reserve Bank, the Central Bank of Bangladesh, has got 33 plus billions dollars in reserve, and we have a lot of money, lot of resource, lot of dollars, and lots of things. Is not a poor country, as Henry Kissinger was termed Bangladesh as a bottomless basket. It is not a bottomless basket anymore, and still many people are committing suicide. It is not an a single incident, and these incidents like these happen in the country. Many become top news and many do not become a news, and then it happens in the country. It's not in Bangladesh only, it happens around the world. And we have seen Iranian protests a couple of days. Iranians are coming to the street, and they are just protesting against their government, and they are calling death to the dictators. That means Ayatollah Khamenei, the present leader, the supreme leader of Iran, and then they are also chanting death to Rouhani, their current president, who is termed as liberal. And why are they doing so? It's not only in Iran, it's also in some other countries as well, that people are fed up with the government. What I was mainly focusing on, the Bangladesh and the death of possible suicide of an entire family, two daughters, wife, and then husband. Everyone committed suicide because of poverty. And you may tell that it was foolish to commit suicide because there are ample opportunities to work, but believe me, it's not the incident. Bangladesh, which has an economy of $300 billion in PPP time, it is near about $1 trillion. It's a huge economy and it's a huge country. It's a relatively poor country comparing to European and North American countries. It's really a poor country, but still it is richer than many and neighboring Indian states. And then our per capita income is near about $1,610. And if I convert into PPP, it is around $5,600 or around $6,000. But I believe it is an underestimate, because a large portion of our economy is undervalued, and that part of the economy is not in the legal framework. That's why many parts or a lot of share of our economy does not get counted in GDP calculation. I'm not going to talk about the flaws of statistics. What I want to tell is that there is huge income inequality around the world. It is not a problem of Bangladesh only, not a problem of India. It is a worldwide problem. The global economy hugely favors the elite few, the rich few. Today I was teaching my student, and then she studies in an English medium school, and I saw a nice toy, an expensive toy at her hand. She just got it from abroad, and I asked her that you are playing with it, and if you get it broken, and she said no problem, I will get another one. But because she is rich and she is from a very rich family. They are a family of probably 5 or 6, they are a family of 7 members, and then for each family member they have one car. It is a situation. It is not a situation only in USA, not a situation only in India. It is a situation in Bangladesh. And if you look at India, same thing you will find. You will find that in many northern states, their GDP per person, GDP per capita income of an individual is near about $5,000 or $4,000. But if you go to Uttar Pradesh, and you will find most people living below the extreme level of poverty, and they are living in abject poverty, and their per capita income is near about $500 or $600. It's unbelievable. And Uttar Pradesh is a huge state, and you will find billionaires even in Uttar Pradesh. Same thing with Bangladesh. Same thing, same situation is also in Bangladesh, in Pakistan. What happens here is that most people are poor, and the chosen few, the elite few, are very rich. They are super rich. They get all the luxury amenities of their life. The poor suffer a lot. Same case with Iran. And Iranian economy, you may tell that they are under severe Western sanctions, but it is not a poor country. Historically, they were not poor, and they are not poor, and their per capita income is near about $6,000 US. $6,000 US. You can get a hell of a lot of things at that money or with this money. But the problem with their economy or with their country, with their economic structure is this $6,000 US, every individual doesn't earn $6,000 US. The rich few have all the resources, all the money, but the poor people do not get money. After the sanction relief, many thought that Iranian assets around the world have been unfrozen. So the money will flow to their economy, and poor people will get benefited. But the money certainly flowed in. The money did not trickle into the bottom of the economy. That means the poor didn't get as much benefit, as many benefits as they wanted to get. That happened. It is a situation also in USA, and now Donald Trump is the president, and Donald Trump has declared huge tax cut to the rich. I don't know, maybe trillions, I don't know how many trillions, $2 trillion, $3 trillion of tax cut he's gonna give to the rich. What will happen ultimately? The rich will get richer, the poor will get poorer, business will get benefited. Barack Obama wanted to make America much more socialistic, much more European, pro-European, or most countries in European, how the most countries in European operate. He wanted to make America some kind of socialist, or he wanted to get some kind of socialism in America. There is socialism in America. Barack Obama wanted to get it more, but the Republican Party, which largely favors pro-business, and which largely Republican and Democrat parties more or less favors the rich, but the Republican bluntly supports the rich, and then Trump is nothing but a puppet of the system. He is nothing of himself. He just does whatever the system requires him to do, but he is very blunt. Unlike Obama, he is very blunt, and he doesn't take care of the words he is choosing, and blah blah blah. These are the things. It is same everywhere. In China also, China is right now experiencing huge wealth gap. Turkey also has huge wealth gap. USA has huge wealth gap. You will find that many people are living on the street, homeless, drug addict. At the same time, many people in US are super rich. They have their personal jets, they have their personal aircraft. That is the situation of the world. The world largely favors the rich. The world doesn't favor the poor. The structure, and who created the structure? It is God. Is it God that who created this structure? No, certainly not. It is the elite who created this structure, and they want to continue this structure. Under this and in this existing system, economic system, it is not possible to break the cycle of this vicious cycle of most people being poor and a chosen few being rich. It is impossible. No matter how much people try, they won't be able to break this cycle, break this vicious cycle of poverty, abject poverty. Most people will continue living in poverty, while a chosen few, while the elite few will have all the amenities of the world. They will have healthcare, good healthcare, they will have all the facilities, they will go to Mars for fun, they will go to moon for fun in future. Right now they are not going, but in future they will go. And then the most poor people will not have good health insurance. That is the thing in the world. It is the thing in Bangladesh as well, where a chosen few have all the facilities and most people do not have the facilities. That is what, and that is the and in effect what happened, one family, the entire family committed suicide, and many people will commit suicide in future because of poverty. And then it's not the poverty of the whole nation, it is the poverty of the most people, but the rich, a rich few have all the resources. That is what will happen. What do we have to do? I don't know what do we have to do, but we all have to be more conscious, and we all have to do, we all must try our best to change this system, because the existing system is the culprit. This system is responsible for making us poor, and this system largely favors the rich. It is not a level playing field. We all should try to make a level playing field, to establish a level playing field, to establish a system which is equal and just. Thanks for listening.